After nearly 2 decades of debate, last year the legislature passed and the governor signed the Compassionate Care Act. Licenses were awarded to 5 companies that will grow, process, and distribute medical marijuana beginning next month. One of them, named Etan after the Gaelic goddess of healing, will grow marijuana in a converted horse barn in the town of Chestertown in Warren County and plans to hire 25 to 60 workers in the coming months.
I think it's really big, especially for the town of Chester, to have 25 new jobs. You know, the demographic studies that have been done recently show that we're losing population. The population's aging rapidly throughout the Adirondacks, and so anything that produces some jobs for younger people will allow families to stay here. And school population's going down, so it'll, you know, hopefully reverse some of that trend. And looks like they're good jobs and an exciting new business that will hopefully help people.
And they're saying as many as maybe 60 jobs within the coming months, which would be an even bigger boost.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, it could be huge. And to think that, you know, there were 43 applicants, and that we got one right here in the small town of Chester. Very pleased about it. Our town board supported it very early on. The county board was very supportive. So I think it's good for the town, good for the region.
Did you have any reservations?
I said, you know, I really don't know enough about it at this point to take a position, and I haven't really gauged the public reaction. So I think it's going to be important for you to come here and just explain to us exactly what the plan is, exactly how you manage it, what the security is, and we have a public hearing before our town takes a position. And so we did that, and we had the hearing, and I don't think there was a negative word in the room, so that was obvious to us that there was public support for it. Yeah, initially I was concerned that, you know, people not understanding exactly what it is would be opposed, but once they knew what was being proposed and knew the details, they were very supportive.
So this is the cloning room.
Monroe and townspeople were given a tour in early October, seeing the rooms where the marijuana will be grown and then processed, turning the plant's oils into pills, drops, and vapor that patients will be able to buy at up to 20 dispensaries across the state, including this one that will soon open on Route 3 in the city of Plattsburgh in the old Rombach's Bakery. The state is still in the midst of training doctors and registering patients who have cancer, HIV, ALS, and 7 other diseases or serious conditions to use the pot to ease pain and suffering. And many hope, once up and running, the state will expand that list to include several other illnesses. In Chestertown, the processing center and greenhouses that will soon go up at the site will all be fenced in and off limits and watched by guards, cameras, and other high-tech security.
Huge amount of security. So there's the just general security guards, there's security cameras, and every time a plant moves, even within a room, we'll have a barcode scanner that will send a signal direct to the Department of Health saying, clone 123 has moved 3 feet within room 106.
Workers who are hired will also undergo security checks and drug screenings, all designed to ensure that the marijuana that will be grown here gets to the patients who need it, which is why Amy Peckham and her 2 daughters decided to apply for one of the medical marijuana licenses to help people like her mother, the girl's grandmother, who suffered from ALS.
My grandmother was put on 18 different medications. 5 of those were because she was having reactions to the first 13. And so when you talk to patients and you actually hear their experience with this, they'll go up to 18 medications and they'll start taking this as medicine, and they'll go down to 3 medications without side effect. And so it's something that can be really impactful in people's lives.
Did your grandmother's doctors recommend that she use medical marijuana, but it just wasn't legal at the time?
Yeah, they did. It wasn't legal at the time. We wouldn't have known how to procure it, and she wasn't comfortable using anything illegal.
Well, it came to a point that it was a suggestion that she might want to consider it. And since I was her main caretaker, she was like, well, what do you think, Amy? And all I could think was, you know, street drugs. And how do you even go about it? And you know, I think everybody knows the typical picture of somebody with a joint, and she was having, you know, other problems, you know, speech and swallowing, etc. So it just went over my head. I said, I don't even know how to go there. Sadly enough, we all know we could probably ask any high schooler. But, after that, from that point on, is when I really commenced researching it and looking. And as that happened, I saw what was going on. And it's not that every single year we, had legislators trying to, put a bill in front of the, governor, I guess for at least the last 20 years. But this time, and the timing of it, it came together. And I said, I see this vision, as you see, this beautiful Adirondack Park and an area that could use some economic development. And it just grew from there. My girls graduating and being polished with, business minors and, different unique talents. And they saw the same vision. I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait. I know that as a family that this is a huge endeavor, and that's the moment I'm looking for, helping someone.
This is personal for you and your family.
So personal. I mean, if you had seen my grandmother, and she was a singer and a pianist, and so suffering from ALS to lose her voice and her hands, I'm sorry, it was horrible.
And her doctors thought if she had had medical marijuana, it may have helped.
It would have been life-changing, but she was not comfortable using anything illegal. She just married to a lawyer, wasn't going to go there. And it was her choice to make, but I wish she had had options.
So you do this in her memory?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think she'd be proud.
Unlike other states, the law in New York will not allow patients to grow their own or smoke the marijuana. Some of the companies have already begun to harvest their first crops to have marijuana in the dispensaries by the first week in January. But the state still hasn't announced exactly when patients will be able to start buying the pot or how much it will cost. New York's medical marijuana program will be a trial run and expire in 7 years unless the legislature votes to extend it.